I've gotten a lot of questions of like, you know, what should I use for this? Where can I find this tool that I've seen on your show? Where can I find that? And I started thinking about, you know, when I started my bakery way back in the day, it's like everything that I used, I would have to either like go to a bakery and be like, listen, can you buy this thing for me and I'll like pay you for it, or I had to just use stuff that was retail on the shelf, and most of the stuff that was retail just wasn't very good. It wasn't the kind of quality that I really wanted to use. And so as people started asking me, I was like, you know, why don't I just start putting out all the stuff that we use in the bakery? Okay, so over here is a lot of my favorite stuff. Okay, one of the first things we ever sort of talked about was doing icing spatulas. Now I got this idea from Global Knives. Global Knives actually, it's a one piece of steel as opposed to having like a knife that has wooden handles and little rivets that are holding it together. When you have the rivets that are holding the handle on, that's a place for bacteria to build up. This is a one-piece construction, so there's nowhere that any kind of bacteria can hide, so you can get this thing completely clean and never have to worry about it. When you've gotten really good at icing and when you can really handle a spatula, you want a spatula that's a little bit thicker. So this one, even though it will bend, I don't know if you can see that, but it's actually a lot thicker than your average spatula. This thing is never going to bend, it's never going to nick. You know, a lot of times when you're trying to ice a cake, if you get one little nick in your spatula, you'll see that nick will leave a whole mark wherever you've dragged that spatula across the buttercream. This won't nick. I mean, this thing is really, really soft. You want to fill it, just get some in there. Now, you don't want to put too much. When you're going to make a cake and you're going to put rolled fondant on the cake, don't put too much filling, because your cake will settle. You ever see your cakes and they get those little bumps like this? So your cake sat there overnight and went and it went, you know. That's a technical term, by the way. Can you see how nice and easy that spreads? When you go to the store and you buy a cake pan, most cake pans, after using them 3, 4, 5 times, they get a little warped, right? And then what happens is you bake your cake. If you bake your cake in a warped pan, it comes out. It's not level. It comes out just sort of weird. These things are so strong. When you have a thicker metal, your pan is slower to heat up. It's slower to heat up. It bakes a lot more evenly. A lot of times when you like a cast iron is not a good conductor. It's very slow to heat up, very slow to cool down, and that's why cast iron gives the most even heat. We're trying to get that same effect with aluminum. It's very hard with aluminum. That's why it has to be so thick.
Oh, okay, great.
So this is a really, really awesome pan.